Sunlight spills across a once ordinary yard, now imagined as a refined mid-century sanctuary where nature and structure exist in quiet harmony. Clean lines begin to emerge in the mind, softened by lush greenery that breathes life into every corner. This is where transformation begins, where intention replaces randomness and every element finds its purpose in a cohesive outdoor story. As you step into this vision, imagine the air feels lighter here, where geometry meets organic movement and bold architectural plants stand like living sculptures against a calm, modern backdrop. The garden becomes more than decoration. It becomes an experience shaped by balance, proportion, and flow. Every angle invites curiosity, every texture adds depth, and every shadow tells a story of thoughtful design rooted in mid-century principles. This is not just a makeover. It is a redefinition of how outdoor spaces can feel. As the vision sharpens, a rhythm forms between openness and density, between structured layouts and lush planting. You begin to sense how pathways will guide movement, how focal points will anchor the eye, and how each detail will contribute to a seamless, immersive environment. This is your invitation to see differently, to design with clarity and emotion, and to bring your garden to life in a way that feels both modern and deeply personal. What once felt cluttered and undefined now opens into a clean, intentional canvas where every element has room to breathe. The reset begins by stripping away distractions, revealing the true shape and potential of the space beneath. There is a satisfying calm in this stage, where negative space becomes just as important as what will fill it. Open areas create visual rest, while defined edges begin to guide how the garden will function and flow. As the layout refines, you start to feel movement forming naturally through the space, as if the garden is quietly directing where to walk, pause, and gather. The balance between emptiness and intention creates a rhythm that feels both modern and deeply grounding. Lines begin to take control of the space, carving out a visual language that feels both disciplined and effortlessly elegant. Straight edges stretch across the garden, forming grids, borders, and pathways that anchor the design in classic mid-century modern principles. These clean lines do more than organize. They guide the eye and shape the experience. As you move through the garden, each angle reveals a new perspective, framed by crisp geometry and softened by surrounding greenery. With every line carefully placed, the garden starts to feel architectural, almost like an extension of the home itself. Patios align with pathways, planters echo structural forms, and every edge contributes to a cohesive visual rhythm. The garden begins to organize itself into purposeful zones, each designed to support a different way of living outdoors. A lounge area invites quiet relaxation, while a dining space hints at gatherings under open skies. As each zone takes shape, the garden feels more usable, more human. You can imagine walking from a sunlit seating area into a shaded retreat, guided by clean pathways and framed by structured greenery. This balance between function and form defines the heart of mid-century outdoor living. Every zone has a purpose, yet nothing feels forced or over-designed. The garden becomes a living environment where design supports everyday rituals, morning coffee, afternoon rest, evening conversations, all woven into a cohesive and beautifully structured landscape. Pathways begin to unfold like quiet invitations, guiding every step through the garden with intention and clarity. Rather than simply connecting spaces, they define how the garden is experienced, revealing views gradually and encouraging a natural rhythm of movement. Materials play a subtle yet powerful role here, with stepping stones, gravel, and smooth concrete forming a tactile journey underfoot. The contrast between hard edges and soft planting creates a sensory balance that feels grounded and refined. These pathways do more than lead. They choreograph the experience of the space. They slow you down in moments of beauty and guide you forward with quiet confidence. In a mid-century modern garden, movement is never random. It is designed, intentional, and deeply connected to the overall harmony of the landscape. Plants step into the spotlight as living architecture, chosen not just for beauty, but for their bold shapes and structural presence. Spiky agaves, upright grasses, and sculptural shrubs create striking silhouettes that echo the clean geometry of the space. There is a quiet power in repetition and form, where clusters of similar plants build rhythm and cohesion throughout the garden. Instead of overwhelming variety, the palette remains controlled, allowing each shape and texture to stand out with clarity. As light moves across the garden, these architectural plants cast dynamic shadows that shift throughout the day, adding another layer of visual interest. The interplay between sunlight, structure, and greenery transforms the space into a living composition. The garden begins to feel richer as textures layer across every surface, blending hard materials with soft planting in a way that feels both grounded and refined. Smooth concrete meets rough stone. Warm wood contrasts with cool gravel, and every element contributes to a tactile experience that elevates the visual depth of the space. There is a subtle dialogue happening between these materials, where contrast becomes harmony rather than conflict. The clean lines of mid-century design remain intact, yet the addition of varied textures prevents the space from feeling flat or sterile. As light interacts with these surfaces, shadows settle into grooves, highlights catch on edges, and the entire garden takes on a dynamic, ever-changing character. Furniture steps in as the defining layer that transforms the garden from a design space into a lived experience. Low-profile seating, clean-line benches, and sculptural chairs echo mid-century forms while inviting comfort and connection. There is a quiet elegance in how these furnishings interact with their surroundings, blending seamlessly with materials and planting without overpowering them. Neutral tones and natural finishes allow the greenery to remain the star, while the furniture provides structure and usability. As you imagine sitting within this space, the garden becomes more than visual. It becomes experiential. Morning light touches the edges of a chair, shadows stretch across a table, and every element feels thoughtfully aligned. As daylight fades, the garden transforms into a cinematic evening retreat where light becomes the new design language. Soft glows trace pathways, subtle uplights highlight architectural plants, and warm ambient lighting wraps the space in a calm, inviting atmosphere. Each light source is carefully placed to enhance depth and guide the eye, revealing textures and forms that shift beautifully after sunset. Clean lines cast long shadows, while foliage catches gentle highlights, creating a layered visual experience that feels both dramatic and serene. There is a quiet magic in this balance of glow and darkness, where the garden feels private, almost cinematic in its stillness. Seating areas become cozy retreats, pathways feel softly illuminated, and every detail is elevated by thoughtful lighting design. A gentle water feature introduces movement into the stillness, bringing a soothing rhythm that softens the structured geometry of the garden. Whether it is a sleek reflecting pool or a minimalist fountain, the presence of water adds a sensory layer that transforms the space into a peaceful retreat. Reflections shimmer across clean surfaces, mirroring the bold lines and lush plant forms in a way that doubles the visual impact. Light dances on the water, creating subtle motion that contrasts beautifully with the stillness of stone and structure. As you pause near the water, the garden feels quieter, more grounded, almost meditative. The combination of sound, reflection, and movement creates a focal point that draws you in without overwhelming the design. The final layer comes together through carefully chosen details that give the garden its personality and warmth. Decorative planters, subtle accents, and curated objects are placed with intention, enhancing the overall composition without overwhelming its clean structure. Textures and tones are refined even further, with cushions, throws, and accessories introducing softness and comfort into the space. Every item feels connected, echoing the mid-century palette while supporting the lush greenery that defines the garden. As you take in the finished details, the garden begins to feel complete, not just visually, but emotionally. Each corner offers something to discover, a moment of beauty shaped by thoughtful design. It is in these finishing touches that the garden truly comes alive, ready to be experienced and enjoyed every day. The garden now stands as a complete transformation, where every line, texture, and plant works together in quiet harmony. What was once an ordinary outdoor space has become a refined mid-century modern oasis, blending structure with lush life in a way that feels both timeless and deeply personal. Take a moment to absorb the full view, where design and nature meet effortlessly. If this transformation inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. From every angle, the space tells a story of intention and balance, where clean geometry guides the eye and bold planting brings it to life. The garden feels expansive yet grounded, modern yet welcoming, proving that thoughtful design can completely reshape how we experience outdoor living. As the final light settles across the space, the atmosphere feels calm, complete, and alive with possibility. This is more than an ending. It is an invitation to create your own version of this modern oasis. Let this be your starting point to bring your garden to life. Subscribe for more design inspiration, like this video if you found value, and tell me what part of this transformation inspired you most.